By this point, we all know what princess treatment is, and I heard that you want in. You want to be spoiled, loved, and adored by your man. Even if you consider yourself an ordinary girl living an ordinary life, you are worth princess treatment. And so in this video, I'm gonna tell you how to change your mindset, attract the kind of man who's willing to give you princess treatment, and how to keep that kind of treatment going throughout the rest of your relationship. So if you're curious, let's get on with the video. Hi guys, I'm Nina, and on this channel, we talk about glowing up in every single area of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, romantically, and anything else that you can think of. So if that sounds right up your alley, make sure to subscribe. And first of all, I need you to get a common misconception out of your mind. Neither you nor your man have to be rich in order for you to receive princess treatment. That is not what this is about. I know it's very easy to get lost in the social media of it all, the 5-star hotels, the expensive restaurants, the expensive gifts. Princess treatment may include being taken care of in a material way, but that's not all it is. First of all, everything starts from within, and I know you hate to hear it, but I'm gonna have to say it anyway. You have to love yourself first, and you have to treat yourself like a princess in order to attract princess treatment. But if you're watching this video and you're like, girl, I'm broke, I don't have time, I don't know how to take care of myself like a princess, trust me, it's actually way simpler than you think. You need to respect yourself, you need to love yourself, self-confidence, whatnot. You've heard it many times. And this does not mean take yourself out on solo dates, buy yourself flowers and all that stuff, which is all really nice, but it does not have to be material. It does not have to require you spending money. It can be as simple as respecting your need for self-care and giving yourself a bath when you need it, doing your self-care night when you need it, sitting down to read a book, relaxing, putting in the extra effort for yourself because you believe that you are worth it. And you're gonna see that this is a common topic throughout the rest of the video, but it all comes down to how you treat yourself first, because you need to believe, and I mean believe not just consciously, but I mean in your soul, you need to believe that you are worth taking care of and you are worth everything, which means you are worth being treated like a princess. No putting yourself down, no letting yourself go. And I'm not saying, oh, you can't be in comfy clothes, you can't have no makeup days. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I mean is that when you feel like you want to get a little cute, you want to dress up, you want to feel comfortable but also still look cute, nothing is stopping you from taking a little moment to do your makeup in the morning, even if you're not going anywhere. Just a little bit goes a long way in making you feel like you are worth taking care of, and also making you feel like you're more put together. Pretty much, you need to consider yourself a princess first. And I know this sounds really simple, you've probably heard it many times before, but trust me, this is the key, because if you do not change your mindset, then everything else is gonna go wrong. If you're stuck in a mindset where you do not believe that you deserve everything and you do not feel like a princess, it's gonna be hard to attract the kind of man who's even willing to give you princess treatment. And then second of all, even if you attract the kind of man who is a provider, who wants to take care of you, who wants to give you princess treatment, you're going to either push them away or stop them from giving you princess treatment because of your own inherent beliefs. So sit down with your journal and ask yourself a couple of questions. What do I want for myself? How do I envision my ideal day? What do I deserve from life? And make sure that you believe that you deserve things, because if you feel like you don't deserve the money, you don't deserve your dream career, you don't deserve those pretty clothes, no, none of that. You're gonna have to start treating yourself like the actual queen that you are. So hopefully you're gonna get that in your head. Let's move on to something a little less rational and a little bit more manifestation coded. And if you know me on this channel, I really like to talk about spirituality because I consider it a very important part of our life, because you are energy, I'm energy, and everything around us is energy. So it makes sense that if you match your energy to princess treatment, that's the kind of treatment you're gonna receive, which means I need you to not settle for anything less than what you think you deserve. Save pictures to your vision boards of girls getting taken care of. Daydream about being taken care of. Even if it sounds super irrational to yourself, there's nothing wrong with having a princess fantasy, okay? And that is actually going to help you attract the kind of man that you want. But here's an important thing, by the way. If you are in a relationship right now, or if you're in a talking stage in a situationship right now and you're not getting princess treatment, I need you to listen to me when I say this. Not every man is capable of giving the princess treatment, because not every man has a caretaker mindset. Not every man has a provider mindset, and you're gonna notice this, okay? This has absolutely nothing to do with money. In my previous relationship, my partner was not low on money at all, yet I was the one who was doing most of the gift giving, most of the planning, most of the taking care of, and really not getting money spent on me at all, despite there not being a lack of it. So this has absolutely nothing to do with your partner's financial status. It has everything to do with their mindset. And I'm telling you this because right now I'm in a relationship with my boyfriend and he literally treats me like a princess. We're both uni students. There's no insane amount of money here, but I get so well taken care of. He always carries my bag for me. He always takes care of me and makes sure that I'm okay. And you can see in the little actions and in the things they say what kind of person that is. So now when it comes to attracting that kind of person, like I said, you have to be in your energy. You have to be in your princess energy, which means rule number one, do not put yourself down. We cannot have that here because a princess knows her worth and she does not put herself down. So girl, I swear, if you are spending your time denying compliments, being like, okay, yeah, but I'm not that pretty, or being like, yeah, but I didn't do that good, or oh, it was just luck, if you say any of those things, putting down your achievements, putting down the way you look, we don't want that. You are a princess and you need to know your worth, because if you don't know your worth, how do you expect somebody else to treat you what you're worth? You get what I mean? Staying humble is not as important as you think, okay? And staying humble definitely does not mean being negative and putting yourself down. You can still be very demure and very humble while being full of confidence and full of self-reassurance. Rule number 2, do not deny help and kind gestures. So this is something that you might have caught yourself doing because you want to be polite and you don't want to ask too much of people, but trust me, if a man is taking the time to open the door for you, to carry your bag for you, to put your coat on for you, don't say, oh no, thank you, it's fine, I can do it on my own, because the more you force that independence and the more you deny help and attempts at princess treatment, the more you're pushing it away. And I understand where it comes from, so please don't be harsh on yourself, and you need to take a little moment to calm down and open up to these opportunities, to these acts of service, because acts of service are very much connected to princess treatment. And so if you get flowers offered, if your boyfriend or your date offers to pay for the food, if your boyfriend or your date offers to buy you something, don't just be like, oh no, if you want it. Genuinely accept it with an open heart and with happiness. And this brings us to rule number 3, gratitude. This means something as simple as saying thank you. It makes a world of a difference. A very easy example, if your man gets you something nice, do not say, oh no, you didn't have to. That's so sweet, but oh my god, I don't need it. You are shooting yourself in the foot, because if you genuinely appreciate something that your man has done for you, I need you to actually show it, because how is he supposed to know? If you keep denying presents, if you saying no you didn't have to, at one point your man is gonna think that he doesn't have to, or that he's not supposed to, or that even it's making you uncomfortable. So make sure that you let your true intentions and your true feelings come forward, which means it's as simple as saying, oh my god, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. And that makes the world of a difference. Train yourself. I know it's really hard, because us as girls, we are very much taught to apologize for everything, even if something is not wrong, and that also comes to wanting something. Every single time that you want to say sorry or you want to say excuse me, try to say thank you instead. Let's say, for example, you are late to meet up with your friend or to meet up with your man. Instead of saying, sorry, I'm late, say, thank you so much for being patient and waiting for me. I really appreciate it, because showing the person that you appreciate their acts of service, their acts of kindness, whatever it is, their words of affirmation, if you show appreciation for it, rather than excusing yourself for asking for it, it's going to make a world of a difference. Now, rule number 4, which is the most important of them all, please hear me out when I say this. I need you to stop saying that all men are trash and that you hate men. I know. I completely understand where it comes from. Okay, I've been there. When you try to convince yourself that all men are trash and that you don't like men and that it's so difficult to find a good relationship because it's so rare to find a good man these days, you are training your brain to think negatively of all men, and you are vibrating on a negative vibration, and so this means that you are attracting those kinds of men to you. Your mind is trying to confirm its own bias, so you're just gonna keep finding men who are trash, who don't treat you good. But that is not the majority at all. A lot of men end up just matching your energy, so make sure that you are on a positive energy. Make sure that you believe, hey, actually, men are amazing. Men treat me so well. Do not under any circumstance say, I'm never going to find a good man or I have to settle. Because first of all, no you don't. And second of all, why would you even tell that to yourself? Why are you training yourself for the negative outcome? We don't want that here. Now that I stopped yapping about those rules, how do you even know if the man that you found is willing to give you princess treatment? How can you tell if the man that you're with right now or the man that you're about to go on a date with has the provider and caregiver mindset? You can see it in the simple day-to-day actions, and this is going to be very obvious. Okay, do they open the door for you? Do they pull out the chair for you? Do they keep offering you assistance? Do they hold your bag? I think this is the clearest thing. Do they do little tasks for you? So for example, if it's something simple that you definitely do not need help with, for example, getting up to get a new glass of water, if he does that for you, he very much has the provider and caretaker mindset. Another thing, are they confident in their providing? So for example, if you're done with your restaurant date and it's time to pay, he offers to pay, but he's kind of awkward about it, and the moment you say, oh no, it's okay, we can split the bill, he's like, okay, yeah, sure. That's another way that you can see it, because if you're with a man with a provider mindset, he would be insistent, and not in like an abusive, scary way, but in no, trust me, I got the bill, don't worry about it, or at least I got the bill this time, don't worry about it for now. You will see it in the reassurance, you will see it in their confidence. When you start to pay attention to it, to see a man who is very confident about his actions, he does these little actions of service, he does the providing, not because he's looking to see what your reaction to it is. He's doing it for himself. He's doing it because he enjoys it. That's a good way to see it, okay? Because if a man is uncomfortable or awkward about providing, about getting you flowers, about paying, that might be a little bit of a red flag when it comes to you wanting to get princess treatment from a man. You will see when a man loves giving princess treatment. You will see when a man is a caretaker because he will put in the effort. And once again, like I said, nothing to do with money. He could be broke. The scarcity mindset also plays a big part in this. If he has a scarcity mindset, if he tells you that you should just keep having comfy dates at home and not go out, if he says that you want to do a no gift Christmas because he doesn't want to spend too much money, that's the scarcity mindset because money has absolutely nothing to do with providing. It's very easy to plan a date that requires no money but still feels like an amazing romantic date. And it's very easy to make a present, to do a nice gesture for Valentine's Day or for Christmas without spending money. So keep that in mind. Do not let a man use money as an excuse for not taking care of you and not providing and not being able to give you princess treatment because it has absolutely nothing to do with the material. Hopefully, with what I've told you, you're gonna be able to tell the difference between a man who's a provider and a man who's not really willing to provide. But what do you do when you are in a relationship with this man? What do you do when you are finally with a person who wants to take care of you and who wants to spoil you and who wants to treat you like a princess? Well, all the rules that I talked about before and your mindset that I talked about before needs to be even stronger than ever. One thing that needs to not happen is you letting yourself go. Now, I know this kind of has like a controversial vibe to it. Okay, it has absolutely nothing to do with you putting in extraordinary amounts of effort towards your appearance and not allowing yourself to get comfortable around your man. That's not it. That's not what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with your femininity. It has nothing to do with being girly, with looking like a trophy wife. You do not need to look like a conventional feminine princess in order to get princess treatment, but you need to not let yourself go, which means you need to still, even if you're receiving princess treatment from your man, you need to still keep giving princess treatment to yourself. And this, like I said, it's very simple. You don't need to go get your nails done, but every once in a while, you feel pretty if you do your nails. A little bit of nail polish. It doesn't require a lot, and it does not cost a lot of money, but it's gonna do a lot of wonders for how you feel about yourself. Putting in effort to do a little bit of makeup for yourself, not for your man. A good man does not care if you are putting in the effort for him. He does not care if you are looking pretty for him. He cares that you are looking pretty for yourself, and he cares that you are taking care of yourself for your own sake. So keep up those self-care nights, keep up the time that you take for yourself to take care of yourself, because that makes you a lot more attractive and a lot more princess-like, because like I said in the beginning, a princess knows her worth. Now, another thing that you should be doing, which I know is hard, trust me, I get it, I still struggle with this, asking for things. It's okay to ask for things. Actually, he will really enjoy if you ask for things because a man who is a provider loves to provide and loves to take care of you. And if you show him that you trust him and that you value his input and you value the way he takes care of you, he's going to appreciate that a lot, which means don't be afraid to ask for the little things. And I'm not saying be crazy and like ask for a Rolex or for a designer bag when you know your man can't afford it. That's not what princess treatment is about. What I'm saying is, oh, you would appreciate it if he got you another glass of water because you're feeling thirsty. Ask for it. A man who gives you princess treatment is going to be so happy that you ask for help, because asking for help is a sign of trust, is a sign of valuing his opinion, and this means a lot to him. Trust me, it does. And girl, I know that ever since we were little, we were taught to make yourself small and to not make demands and to, you know, not take up too much space. But now that you're in a safe, comfortable relationship with a man who loves you infinitely much, who loves to spoil you, who loves to take care of you, he's going to love when you ask for help. He's going to enjoy that you trust him, that you take up space, that you feel free enough to ask for things, because it's going to make him feel so good that he can provide. Now, let's get one thing straight. You found your man who has a provider mindset and you've been getting treated like a princess, but another important thing is you need to treat your man like a prince. If you want a prince that treats you like a princess, you need to treat your man like a prince. And this does not mean anything crazy like, oh, you have to do his laundry, you have to cook for him, you have to look pretty for him. Absolutely not. Like I said before, it's about your energy and it's about how you make him feel. Now put that in your head. You need to make your man feel like a prince, like a king, in order for you to be treated like a princess and like a queen. Make him feel valued. Let him know that his help and his input is something that means a lot to you, and make him realize that it's something that you appreciate. And also validate him. Everyone enjoys validation. This doesn't mean that you can't self-validate and he shouldn't be confident in himself. Let him know that you see his effort and let him know that you find it impressive. Let him know that you find it cool, that you find it interesting. When he shares more about himself, when he is accomplishing things, let him know how inspired you are. Making somebody feel good and validated in general is a nice thing to do. If you want to feel good and validated, validate somebody else. But especially if you want to get princess treatment, make sure to not put him down or try to lower his ego because you want him to stay humble. That's not it. Okay, staying humble means nothing. You need to make sure that he stays confident. Obviously, a person who has a healthy mindset is usually confident in themselves, but it does not hurt to have the person that you love let you know that you should be confident. The more confident you make your man feel, the more confident he's going to be in his ability to provide for you. I know that this gets brushed over quite a bit, but allowing your man to feel confident and to feel comfortable in providing, let him know that he is somebody who is capable of providing for you. Let him know that you appreciate his knowledge. This also means encourage your man's ambitions. And I don't see this happening enough, but men who have a provider mindset are also very ambitious. So not only are they going to encourage you to be ambitious, they also want you to encourage them to keep their ambitions going. Let him know that you find it inspiring that they are aspiring to their goals. Ask him about his business. Ask him about the projects that he's working on. First of all, that's just basic human decency, bro. You should be engaging with your partner and letting them know how much you love and appreciate every single aspect of their life. But especially when it comes to princess treatment, okay? Treating your man like a prince, it's very much about energy. It's very much about how you make him feel. You need to make him feel worthy. You need to make him feel confident. I'm not saying that all of his validation should come from you. I'm not saying that you should be his therapist and that you should just stroke his ego. That's not it. If you love your man, which you flipping should if you're in a healthy relationship, let him know. That's the thing that I'm saying here. Your honest feelings, your honest opinions, and your honest love and appreciation for your man, let him know. Because that is going to keep him going and it's just going to create a positive cycle overall. But another thing, let your man make sacrifices for you. If he took time out of his day to put in effort towards helping you or doing acts of service for you, don't just say, oh no, you didn't have to waste your time on that, you didn't have to spend your time helping me. Let him know that you appreciate his sacrifices. Let him know that you see that he is sacrificing his own pleasure for the sake of your pleasure, and let him know that you appreciate it. Because here's the thing, when you have a man with a provider mindset, he gets a lot more happiness from seeing you be happy than from his own happiness. And I know this sounds a little cuckoo, and obviously nobody should be committing insane sacrifices for their partner just to have their partner be happy. That's people pleasing, that's not what we want. But a provider genuinely enjoys seeing you happy, so make sure to not reject it. There's a lot of common misconceptions when it comes to princess treatment, and especially if you're just an ordinary girl in uni, in school, in a 9-to-5 job, living her ordinary life, and you're surrounded by ordinary men. It's really easy to believe that princess treatment is not something realistic for you to find, because over the last year, this whole entire princess treatment trend has become very materialistic, has become very treating you to fancy dinners, giving you an allowance, buying you a fancy car, a designer bag, but those things are not what matter. Those are not the things that give princess treatment. So trust me, you as an ordinary girl, it's very possible for you to find an ordinary man that makes you feel like you are literally a princess on top of this world. Trust me, I'm experiencing it right now, and look at me. I'm just a girl in her room. Another thing, you do not need to be in your feminine energy, in your feminine era. Be a girly girl, okay? That has nothing to do with princess treatment. I see that a lot, and I understand when people say masculine and feminine energy, it doesn't necessarily mean boy energy and girl energy, but I just don't like talking about it from that perspective, because you do not need to identify with femininity. You don't need to identify with dresses, makeup, and the color pink to receive princess treatment. It has nothing to do with that. You could fully be punk, you could fully be goth. You do not have to be obsessed with makeup. You don't need to be obsessed with your appearance. You are deserving of receiving princess treatment just as who you are, as being your authentic self. That's the thing. Princess treatment comes to those who are comfortable in their own authenticity. You need to love yourself for who you are and believe that who you are right now as a person is deserving of that princess treatment. Another common misconception, you do not need to be high maintenance in order to be treated like a princess. I know that it's very easy to get in your head about it and be like, oh well yeah, a princess has like a 15-step beauty routine. I need to get my hair done, get my nails done, I need to wear expensive clothes, I need to always be dressing up. That's not it. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but if that's not something that you're into, if that doesn't align with you, back to my point about being authentic, you should just do what makes you feel comfortable. You should do the kind of self-care and self-love and self-respect practices that align with who you are. This might mean for you taking time to engage in your hobbies, taking time to work out, any of these things that aren't necessarily high maintenance. If they are what maintain your happiness and your confidence in your appearance for yourself, then those are the habits that you should be having. Anyway, those are just the common misconceptions that I've seen about princess treatment that I think might be getting into some people's heads, and I do not want wrong ideas to stop you from getting in the relationship of your dreams and getting the princess treatment that you deserve. But now that I've talked about the theory of it all, how do you actually get this done? How do you actually get princess treatment? It's time for your journal, and I know you're probably gonna be like, ugh, Journaling, again, I don't want to do my shadow work. You don't need to do no shadow work. You don't need to do nothing. But sit down with yourself and just write down a list of things that you expect in your ideal relationship. Write down a list of things that you expect from your ideal man. And then let yourself think about it until you believe that it's realistic. Let yourself daydream about it until you fully believe that you are worth that kind of treatment and that you are worth being spoiled and taken care of and adored. Because then when you go out on your next date, your standards are going to be higher and you're going to be able to immediately suss out the kind of man that you do not want and the kind of man that you do want. I should be ending this video, but I have another tip for my sensitive girlies because I've been there. If in your relationship you feel like you love too much and like you love your partner more, I'm gonna need you to take a step back and think about it for a little bit. I'm not gonna tell you to stop giving affection and that it's wrong for you to be too clingy and too affectionate, but if in your relationship your partner makes you feel like you are too much, your partner makes you feel like you love them too much and that you should calm down, and you kind of feel like it's obvious that you love your partner more, that's not gonna work out. Not just for the sake of princess treatment, it's not gonna work out in general because you are never gonna feel fully validated and fully loved for who you are. Because when you are in a relationship with a man who loves you as much as you love him is going to be so obvious. You're not gonna be able to question it. I know that it's easy to get in your head and be like, maybe I'm imagining things. What if it's not that? What if we love each other equally and I'm just anxious? Trust me, you will not be anxious and you will not be questioning if your partner loves you as much as you love them. When you are in an actual relationship with a man who loves you as much as you love them, it's gonna be obvious. But anyway, get out there and get that princess treatment that you deserve, and also maybe leave a like on the video if you appreciated the video, and also remember that I love you because I appreciate you as the human being that you are, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye bye. Mwah. My mom told me that it looks like I'm recording from a bunker. I apologize. This is the only place. If you're wondering why it looks like I'm recording in a bunker, the wardrobe. You're in the wardrobe.